back. We are making dinner. Okay, we're making dinner. I am making a rice chicken casserole. And I'll have cheddar cheese on top, okay? So what I'm starting with, I already pre-cooked my rice. Okay, I already did that. Alright. I hate that little black stuff that comes in rice. So I already got my rice pre-cooked. Okay? That's hot. And I've already got chicken pre-cooked. Okay? I believe this is chicken. This is chicken. Yes, that's chicken. Hold on one second. I'm going to go turn the TV down.
It could be boiled, fried, steamed, or fermented. Fried cabbage with onions, lard, and a dash of vinegar is common across the Midwest and Appalachia.
Okay. Alright, I'm not using all of this chicken. I'm not using it all. And I'm not sure if I'm using all of the rice. We're going to find out. Alright. So let's start by putting some of the rice in here. I did 2 cups of rice. I cooked 2 cups of rice in this rice cooker. Okay. Anybody else get these little black kernels of rice in your rice when you cook it? I mean, it's rice I get from the food bank. I think I'm going to do about half of that. I'll save the other half for another dish. We'll see. Maybe less than. Nope, I'm going to put more in. Yeah, we're going to do a little over half of my rice because I'm adding. I know they're nothing, but I don't want to keep it in there. Alright, that is about. Well, that's about half of my rice. So you could do 1 cup of cooked rice, okay? I wasn't sure. To this, I'm adding some chicken. Okay? I'm adding some chicken. I'm going to chop it up. So far, I think that's about a good cup of chicken. A good, healthy cup of chicken. I want to chop it up some. And it's those chicken legs from the other day that I cooked up. So that's what I'm doing with the chicken. Or that's what the chicken's from. So if you had a can of chicken, you could use a can of chicken. Just drain off the chicken. Okay? I'm chopping it because it's kind of cold from being in the fridge. I got this idea off one of those videos I was watching of the old 70s meals, forgotten dishes. But they made their own gravy. I'm not making my own gravy. I'm not. I'm going to cheat. I can, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I would say that's more than a can. About a good, probably more than a can of chicken. But a good big can of chicken would probably work. Or you could use leftover rotisserie chicken. Like if you got a chicken and you ate off a rotisserie chicken, then you had leftovers, I'd use leftover rotisserie chicken. You know, I am actually going to add just a little bit more to it. Because Dan does like his meat in his. Now I'm going to mix all this together, but I'm figuring by eyeballing it to see, okay, if I do that, I've got a layer of chicken, so to speak, in my casserole. If I technically do that. I don't want that grizzle piece. Okay, so that's technically a layer of chicken. All right, now I want off my knife. I want some onion in it. Okay, but I don't want to put too much onion. Because Dan told me the other night when I made that other casserole, the squash casserole, he told me my onion was a little, it could have been cooked a little bit more. So I don't want to overdo the onion on him. So I am going to put fresh onion in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up small so the onion's in there. If I don't put this down on the board, I don't have to worry about it being nasty. So I would say that that's about 1/4 of an onion, roughly. I'm going to chop all this up into small pieces and put this away. Get this out of our way. I'll probably end up freezing the rest of that since I'm not using it right this minute. Because that squash idea I had of putting it away for a squash, my squash went bad. So, let me get this chopped up nice and fine. Put in there. Onion just helps give your meal, your dish, a flavor. That's what onion does. Helps give your dish a flavor. And the smaller it is, the better it'll cook. It won't be so bad. I think I got that chopped up pretty small, pretty fine. So that's going to go on top, kind of sprinkled all over. So when I start stirring, I mix it in pretty good. Next, what I want to add to this is I'm going to add a can of sweet peas, and I'm going to add a can of carrots. Already cooked, so I'm not really having to cook a whole lot of this. I'm basically just having to heat it all up in the oven. So because the chicken's cooked, the rice is cooked. So all I'm really doing is heating the whole casserole up. I don't want this to fall in the sink. Now you could have used, I could have used string beans instead of peas. I could have used them. And I thought about it. But then I thought, no, I really want the peas. Because peas and carrots were traditional to the dish. So I thought I'd stay as close to traditional with that as I could. I actually thought about doing lentils, but I said, no, I'll stay with the traditional. I'll stay with the traditional. You know what? We might not even do the carrots because by the time I add the peas, we got quite a thick dish here. I don't think I'm going to do the carrots because I don't think my dish will hold it. But that's okay. I don't have to do the carrots. I don't have to do them. You know, this is the whole thing about cooking, guys. This is the whole thing about cooking. The whole idea of cooking is that sometimes when you're making a recipe, you can change it. Okay, I've always believed if you have a cookbook and you want to go exactly word for what the cookbook says to do it, do that. Okay, do that. It's your choice. I personally have always used, in my opinion, I have always used a recipe in a cookbook as a guideline to a meal. I don't think I've hardly ever, I mean, I may have, but I don't really recall a whole lot of times in my life that I have actually followed a recipe. Do you want me to try to get carrots in this dish? Okay. I don't think in my lifetime that I have actually ever really followed a recipe completely to what it called for. I really don't think so. I think I have used it as a guideline, as a jumping off point. I don't think I've ever totally followed a recipe 100%. Unless it's been baking. Baking is a different, in my opinion, in the world of cooking, baking is a whole different beast because you have to almost, when it comes to baking, you almost have to follow recipes by the book because you need the ingredients to act right when it comes to rising and the dough, everything coming to a dough. So that being said, since I'm not putting the carrots in it, I actually think I'm going to add a little more meat to it. So this is going to be a little more meatier than I thought it was going to be. See, this is why we're doing this together. We're cooking together, guys. I think I'm actually going to add a little bit more meat to it. That'll make Dan happy. Anytime he can get more meat in his dish, it makes him happy. It really does. It makes him happy. I'm not saying he's a meat and potatoes guy, but he's kind of a meat and potatoes guy. Don't overdo it either. I mean, I still think it's going to be really good no matter what. We still got a vegetable in there. All right, now I have an idea. Okay, now, like I said, they made their own gravy in the recipe. I was thinking about putting cream of chicken soup in it, but I don't have any. I could have swore I had some cans, but I did have 2 cans of cream of turkey soup, two cans of turkey gravy. Okay, I know somebody's gonna say it's not the same, but in my book, turkey, chicken, they're both big birds. You use what you have. So I'm going to put in this turkey gravy because, again, when you cook, you use what you have. We're going to start with 1 can and see how far it goes. I think I'm going to need 2 cans. I really do. Because I do want this a little creamy. I really do. Yep, 2 cans. And since the food bank gave me a bunch of, I only keep the gravy on hand for when I don't have time to make gravy, because I do make my own homemade gravy all the time, don't I, Dan?
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, Dan's the one who taught me how to make good gravy. He really did. I admit, that man can cook. My man can cook. The only thing is, he don't have to now. When he was married to his first wife, he did a lot of the cooking in his first marriage. And he especially did a lot of it in the later years of his first marriage with his first wife, because she was an ill woman at towards the end. And so he did a lot of cooking, even when the kids were growing up with him. Because I think I told you guys he raised Brittany and her sister and brother. But he don't have to cook now. I mean, if I said to him, Dan, would you cook? You know, if I said, hey, if I showed him where everything was in the kitchen, not that he don't know where everything was, but, you know, he kind of doesn't and doesn't. But if I said to him, Dan, I want you to cook once a month so I don't have to, he would. He would. But I like cooking for him. I really do. I like cooking for him. All right, so this is going to go in the oven. But I think, since I'm down to so little chicken left, one recipe of this, showed chicken laid on top with the shredded cheese laid on top of it, melted on top of it. So guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to take the last of this chicken, because the recipe changed from how I was thinking about doing it by the time we got here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and lay the rest of this chicken on top. And put that, I'm going to put it in the oven and let it bake a little bit and get warmed up real good. And then I'm going to come back with that last little bit of that cheddar cheese that I have, because I only have a little bit left. And whatever I have left, because I don't have a lot left, that's what's going to go on top of here. I'm going to shred it up, put it on it. So this is going in the oven now. And it's going to bake. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on about 400 to get it all whatever. And gotta pull this is my kale from earlier. I was letting it, finishing up my kale, drying it out. But I'm gonna let this get all warmed and bubbled up. You could microwave it, but I can't microwave in that pan because it's got gold on the edge of the, it was one of my mom's pots. But I'm gonna bake that at 425 for probably 15-20 minutes. And once that gets bubbly, put my shredded cheese on it. Going a little bit longer because I can turn it off. And then melt my cheese on top. And then I will bring you guys back when it is done and let you guys know how it tastes. Like I said, I had an idea how the casserole was going to go. Let me put you guys where I can see you. I had an idea how the casserole was going to go. It didn't go exactly the way I was going to put it together. But honestly, in my opinion, that is half the fun of trying a new recipe. That is half the fun of thinking outside the box with a recipe. That is half the fun of trying to be creative with what you got. You know, you don't have to go by the book exactly. You know, the whole idea of having fun with cooking is having fun with cooking. Trying things. The worst that's going to happen if you try a recipe and you alter it a little bit, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to say it's edible. I'll eat it tonight, but I won't do this again. Right, Dan?
Yep.
That's what we say. You know, and sometimes you'll surprise yourself and it actually be pretty damn good. So, I was going to do that totally different. When I originally thought about it, I was going to do it totally different. What I came up with to do tonight, I was going to do And you can do fresh. You can do fresh vegetables in this. You could have done fresh carrots and celery in this and not done peas. You could have done fresh snap peas and you could have done fresh. You could have done carrots, fresh onion. You could have done bell pepper in this. You could have done anything in this. I was just trying to use the stuff we get at the food pantry because again, we get this stuff at the food pantry, and that's what these recipes are all about. When you don't see me cooking, it's because I'm doing something different for Dan and I that I didn't. But when you see me cooking, I'm trying to do the food pantry stuff for you guys. So, and occasionally I'll start doing a recipe here and there that, it's not a food pantry recipe. It's just something that I wanted to fix. But, yeah, I'll bring you guys back after this is done and let you know how it tastes. All right, and I'll catch y'all. I'll see you on a little bit, okay? When it's done. Okay, you guys, we are back. It is done. It's got melted cheese all over it. And I think it looks yummy. I'm more skeptical about this than Dan is. But Dan loves cheese. Ouch, hot. He loves cheese. See, look at that. He loves cheese. I'm not a huge cheese eater. So let me get a plate out. He brought me a bottle of water. Okay. Well, it's not stiff. But boy, is it cheesy. Who is it cheesy? I am not a huge... It smells really good, though. You want a slice of bread beside it? Or not? I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared on me. He disappeared on me. That's a big casserole. We're going to have a lot of leftover. I have a lot of leftover. I think it needs some salt. He disappeared on me. I'll try a little bit of the cheese on it. It does smell really good. Like I said, it smells good. I lost a husband. Alright, I'm going to tell y'all what I think about it. Okay? Look at it. It looks really good. Okay? It does look good. Okay. With a bit of try a bite with some cheese in it. It's freaking hot. It smells good though. That's good, guys. That is good. Now, my preference would have probably been cream of mushroom soup or even cream of chicken soup, but that is good. That is really good. It needs a little more salt. I don't salt my. If you guys have noticed, I don't put salt in my recipes. I really don't. How big we salt our food as we eat it, and we use pink salt. That's good. I'm sure Dan's going to enjoy it too. I'm sure he is. But I want to go a step further with mine. I want to add some. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm just adding a little bit of that mustard greens that I cut up, that I dried up on mine. I'm not doing it, Dan. Yeah, I could put a pinch on his. Let's see what it tastes with that on it. Okay. You can't really taste it, so that's what I'm going to do to Dan's. I'm going to sprinkle on top of his. Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle on top of his.
Easy, buddy. Easy.
He can mix it in.
Easy. 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 Come here. Come here, Dad.
I'll take care of that. I'll take your food. Here, Aberdeen.
Easy.
Here you go. So, it's good, guys. You just have to wait for Dan's opinion.
Stop. Get.
I'll get a little bit more. This time I'll get a little more cheese.
Stop.
This is actually going to taste good, I think, leftover, too. Because it's really moist. Yeah, that'd be me for dinner tonight. I think you could actually mix cheese in it. Like when you're baking it, I think you could put cheese in it. I think the cheese would be good mixed in it. Now I think about it.
Stop. Yeah.
Just a little bit more salt. What do you think? He says it's good.
So far, what it tastes.
Huh?
So far.
So far, he says it's good. I put collard greens in this food. It ain't yelling no. So, okay. So, it's good, guys. Make it. It's good. And I would probably eat this throughout the rest of the week. For lunches and stuff. Because it made quite a bit. So, remember, like and subscribe. Thanks y'all for watching. And be happy, live happy, do happy things. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.